The Multitrack Audio Fellowship returns, the latest from our daily newsletter at podnews.net. We start with an exclusive today, a major UK initiative for diversity in the audio industry. The Multitrack Audio Fellowship has announced it's to return this year with a number of new host companies. Fellows will be paid a living wage, gain hands-on experience in a demanding production environment, have the chance to learn from peers in the radio and podcasting industries, and be given the opportunity to compete for several professional commissions. Open to those at a disadvantage because of race, disability, or socio-economic background. You can apply now. Fellowships will be offered in London, Manchester and Edinburgh. And new host production companies include Vespucci, Bespoken, Novel and Storyglass. Fountain is giving away free money for podcast listeners. The Lightning-enabled podcast app is giving every new user 1,000 sats in their account for them to share with podcasts they enjoy listening to. We'd recommend, this one. Anyway, we also link to where to enable your podcasts for Lightning payments. Kate Tellers, a senior director and co-author at The Moth, is this week's curator for the Earbuds Podcast Collective. Stories of Indelible Women contains 5 podcast episodes to listen to. You should be subscribing to Earbuds, we'd suggest, at earbuds.audio. Business Unusual has won a gold in the Corporate Content Awards. The show is produced by Listen for Vodafone Business. WA Today focuses on local podcasts to listen to in Perth in Western Australia. Morning Brew has investigated what's the perfect length and placement for a podcast ad. It also recently examined Blue Wire's interest in TikTokers to host podcasts. Time focuses on 9 podcasts that were turned into TV shows, and RØDE's new headphones get a review from Stuff in the UK. They say, perfect, knocked it out of the park, and excellent build quality. And thank you to Odyssey for helping Podcorn, Pineapple Street Studios and Cadence 13 return as gold supporters for Podnews. We're grateful for your support at podnews.net/support. It's a Monday, so time for some tech stuff. If we were doing podcast chapters in this podcast, which we don't, then we would show you a beautiful and rather fetching banner which was seen in Kansas City in Missouri in the US over the weekend, promoting Podcasting 2.0. You'll find it in our newsletter instead at podnews.net. Podbean appears to be seeing a large number of migrations away from their service, according to our sample, a large amount making their way over to Anchor. Worthwhile also noting AfterBuzz TV switching from Anchor to Megaphone, and our sample continuing to see iHeart podcasts shifting from Spotify's Megaphone to iHeart's Omni Studio. As mentioned earlier, Fountain is giving every new user 1,000 sats to spend on their favourite podcast. It's worth repeating. And, press that boost button, that would be nice. And in case you missed it, on Friday we did some technical sniffing around Spotify's new proprietary video podcasts. They're visible in Spotify only. You'll find a link in our show notes and our newsletter at podnews.net. And in podcast news, think you might be in a cult? Want to know the signs? Join Sarah Edmonton and Anthony Nippy Ames to talk about things that are a little bit culty, or in their case, a whole bunch of culty. It's a show from Acast, and we thank them for their support this month. Audio community adventure game podcast Adventure in Atacama launches today from Studio Argenta, available in English and in Spanish. The show allows listeners to interact with the story by choosing their own path after each episode, and it's claimed to be the first to create an interactive audio experience in multiple language versions. The show also features Hindi, Japanese, Portuguese, and a language invented especially for the podcast called Babel. And Calm History offers the chance to get educated while you get sedated. A solo indie release, we're promised calmly narrated history to distract and relax your overactive mind. We wonder whether somebody can really get relaxed while listening to the story of the sinking of the Titanic, but you can find out in the second episode. Anyway, it launched last week. And that's the latest from our newsletter. To read all the stories and subscribe, we're at podnews.net.
This summer, or whenever you actually hear this, flight attendant Mariela and retired pilot Fernando.
Dad, you can't just appear out of nowhere after 5 years of silence and tell me Mommy's missing. I just need...
A vacation?
A drink.
We'll embark on an epic adventure to find Mariela's mom, a mysterious biologist.
You know, I started having the same dreams as her. With that big snake thing.
Your voice is the key, Mariela.
And save the world from a linguistic catastrophe.
Marielita, tenemos que encontrar a tu mamá. She say that you would be the key to stopping the Atacama effect. I'm sorry, but it's so cool. You're like Neo in the Matrix, pero latina y más chingona.
Get ready to help Mariela fly straight towards mysterious islands, underwater journeys, confusing romances, and make very, very tough choices.
Fernando, give me your exact coordinates now!
23 degrees, 72 west.
We're really close. If we get close to the water, we can definitely make it.
What do you mean, Lucho?
Oh, I know what you have in mind. Qué buena idea, Luchito.
Dad!
Hija, sometimes you just have to take a leap of faith.
No! Don't you dare!
Inspired by the Choose Your Own Adventure Classic series, this is Adventure in Atacama! An audio adventure game by Studio 80. Start playing on April 25th, wherever you listen to podcasts. See you later. Listen to you later. No, because you are the one who are going to listen to me. I don't know. Anyways, goodbye.